What's up, guys? I'm Kurt, and this is CNR TV. On this second episode, we are once again joined by my co-host, Josh.
What's up?
How's it going, man? You doing good?
Good.
So we're back today, and we're going to be doing a review and a recap on episode 2 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. This one was called The Star-Spangled Man.
Yep.
Then we're going to watch a recap and then do a review afterwards.
Yes, sir.
And so we hope you stick around for that. But first, let's go ahead and watch the recap so we can all be on the same page. The episode starts off with a fun action sequence to get it out of the way so it could move on to all the dread and depression. Even with the introduction of the Flag Smashers as a threat, it has nothing on the emotional gut punch of Bucky trying to live with the horrors of his actions under Hydra's control. Similarly, the first episode ended with Sam Wilson feeling incredibly betrayed to find out that the United States government was not content with leaving Captain America's shield in a museum as promised. Instead, they wanted to hand it off to a new Captain America that they, and not Steve Rogers, had handpicked. In comic book canon, there are 5 major Captain America replacements throughout the years, not counting a couple of minor footnotes. Nobody cares about the Spirit of 76. Bucky and Falcon are the 2 most recent. William Burnside, as Captain America, was a retcon to explain why there were Captain America comics published in the 1950s, when Marvel canon indicated that Steve Rogers was on ice. Isaiah Bradley was also a retcon, used to expand on the legend and illustrate how not even Captain America is immune to the horrors of racism. But John Walker? His run as Captain America will probably remain the most memorable due to why it existed, to explain who Captain America was by showing what he was not. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier Episode 2, The Star-Spangled Man, does its best to try and make us like Walker, at least a little. He isn't injected with super soldier serum, but he's as physically talented and purposeful as they get. He wants to make things work. He tries to play nice with our protagonists. Others vouch for him in a way that makes him seem deserving of the mantle, while Bucky and Falcon are too disgruntled with each other to give him a chance. As for our heroes, they finally get together after a whole episode of stewing in their own post-blip day-to-day funk. Sam is annoyed, but wants to move forward and do his duty to make the world a better place. Bucky is more obsessed and angry about the Captain America 2.0 situation, and gets increasingly mad that Sam isn't doing anything about it. Still, he tags along to help Falcon chase after the Flag Smashers, because it's an escape from therapy and the nightmare that is bettering himself by confronting the guilt of things he isn't fully guilty for. The Flag Smashers are giving more to work with, as we get to see their leader revealed in a neat swerve, as well as what they're worth when up against someone their own size. Actually getting an action sequence in each of 2 consecutive episodes almost feels like we're being spoiled after WandaVision kept things so low-key until the end. Much like Walker, the Flag Smashers subplot keeps beating us over the head with the how likable and well-meaning they are, which is just going to end badly down the line. Those 2 parties can't coexist peacefully, and sooner or later, that stuff is really going to hit the fan. More players are put on the board here, including a cliffhanger reveal and a mystery person involved with the Flag Smashers. What really makes this episode so memorable is a visit to yet another key to the Captain America legacy, the aforementioned Isaiah Bradley, who holds a grudge against Bucky for a meeting the pair had during the Korean War. Isaiah has a justified grudge against the US government as well. On a more upbeat note, Sam ragging on Bucky for being an ancient cyborg is always great. We need more of Bucky dealing with pop culture. After a shaky start, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier seems to have found its footing. We've moved past the boats and bank loans for now, and we're walking into an interesting conflict.
Wow.
So there you have it. There's the recap. Kind of gives you an overview of what's happened up to this point, at least from our perspective. So, tell me what you think, initial impressions on this episode.
I liked the first episode more, I think.
Did you?
Yeah, I think. This had a lot of building material, which I liked. I'll leave it for there until we hit our notes.
Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed this one, but there was a whole lot of brooding.
Yeah.
A whole lot of...
that's kind of what I mean. Yeah.
You know, I'm not happy. You shouldn't have given the shield away. And then Sam's like, I'll give the shield away because I thought it was the right thing.
Hey, I kind of agree with Bucky there.
Well, I'm not saying I don't agree. I'm just saying that the whole episode seemed to be, focusing on them two, and they certainly need some additional therapy.
Yeah.
And
it didn't seem to do much good, though.
Well, what did you think about John Walker and the way they portrayed his character?
I liked him at first. By the end, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, by the end, he was kind of an arrogant jackhole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Do you think he's juiced up as a super soldier?
No, well, I mean, they said he wasn't.
Yeah.
They said that he hasn't had any super soldier serum.
Yeah, I don't know. My first impression when he landed on the trucks to help them was he's in league with the Flag Smashers. Like, this is going to be a double cross, but ended up not being the case. I have read that that is some people's perspective on it. Okay. Is that, he's playing this wholesome character, right? Yada
yada, but that they've left the door wide open for him to go rogue,
right,
and go dark.
Well, they kind of imply it in the last 2 minutes of the episode, like stay out of our way. I think.
Yeah, yeah. If you're not going to join us, then stay out of our way. Yeah. What did you think of the Flag Smashers? I mean, what was the girl's name, the main character?
Carly Morgenthau. And I only know that because that's a gender swap of Carl Morgenthau. Okay. Which is the Flag Smasher character in the comics.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah. So they're gender swapped.
I feel that it's going to be the opposite thing with the Flag Smashers. At least this group of Flag Smashers, their heart's in the right place type of situation. Yeah. And that they end up realizing that they're being manipulated by a nefarious force or a person or whatever.
I definitely can agree with that, and that's how they're portraying them, especially when they arrive at that little underground room.
Right.
The guy's keeping them. You guys are great. They're really talking them up.
Right.
Is it meant to be portrayed that way, and it's the opposite? That was what I kept thinking.
It is Marvel, so
right. I do think whoever the power broker is going to end up being the big bad, and I think Flag Smashers might be a misdirect in that regard.
So who's the power broker?
I have no idea. I know he's a Marvel comic character, and he usually gives people superpowers.
The writer for this series is leaning heavily on comic canon. I mean, he specifically what was mentioned in the recap.
Right.
So it's going to be somebody who knows the comics is going to know who these characters are that are coming out next.
Well, are they though? I mean,
that's my opinion on it.
They've changed Flag Smashers into an organization. So
I guess you have to bring it up to date to make it relevant.
You're keeping the spirit of the canon, but adjusting it for TV.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And adjusting it for the time. Right.
So Power Broker, I don't know. I don't remember his name in the comics. Something Malice.
Okay, yeah, but of course his last name's going to be Malice.
But he, I guess, gives people powers, like super soldier serum. So I think the vaccines they sold, or maybe the actual vials.
I didn't even think of that, man.
Yeah. That was my thought.
That these vaccines are actually probably the vaccine that all of the Flag Smashers had to get their strength.
Right.
Okay.
That's where my brain went when I saw that.
Like, okay. That's where mine should have gone, but it didn't. I was just like, well, they think they're doing good and that they're fighting the good fight and they're going to save all these people in these refugee camps. But what they're going to do is build an army.
Right.
And so that they can take on...
I saw a funny comparison to The Incredibles, if you remember that movie.
Yeah, of course
bad guy wanted everybody to have superpowers, so
yeah,
nobody was special.
Right.
I wonder if they're kind of doing a similar thing. Like, everybody's a super soldier.
A super soldier, right.
Yeah.
You get a serum, you get a serum. Okay, well, that's a good point. I would be remiss if I didn't bring up Isaiah.
Yeah.
Isaiah's character is it's referencing like some of the tensions in our current.
The biggest one is the Tuskegee Airmen,
right?
Which were experimented on. That was, I think, the biggest reference.
And I believe he may have been the only person to ever beat the Winter Soldier.
Right? What did he say? He tore his arm.
He tore his arm off. So you grew it back. Yeah. But that's interesting, and we'll be seeing him again.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, he's going to come into play at a time when Falcon and Bucky are down, Sam and Bucky are down, and probably they're going to realize that 2.0 is a bad guy,
right?
And he's going to come in and save the day.
That would be pretty cool.
That would also make sense to build on that character's reputation. Like, he's kind of stuck in the past and the way he was treated and everything, and this will give him an opportunity to, come to terms with all that, and then still use his gifts, if you want to call them, curses,
right,
to do good.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that.
Well, his was it nephew, grandson, whoever opened the door, is also a Marvel character. That Patriot, I think, is his name. He's
really?
Like a young Avenger kind of thing.
Okay.
So that could tie in also.
Wow. So that's interesting, because there's really no way he could have received the serum. But once you get the super soldier,
does it follow?
Yes. Is it hereditary after that? That's an interesting point, and that's when we will we'll dive into that maybe on the next episode and talk about it some more.
It could just be a one-off nod to the character, but who knows?
Well, I know that we had briefly discussed this in the last one, but they're giving us they gave us a lot more. That, of course, the super soldier serum still exists somewhere. Where do you think it's coming from? Because we addressed this last week.
That's tough. I mean, Power Broker would be the most likely, but who is that?
And his ties to
the government,
the U.S. government, or Hydra, or
Hydra ended up being the U.S. government.
Yeah, that's
sort
true.
of.
That's true. That's true. I forget that point. That they did infiltrate the U.S. government.
Yeah.
And they may still exist to some degree.
Especially after everybody blipped back.
Right.
They could be fully functioning, which I cannot wait to see Zemo.
And as we saw in the first episode, there are bad senators out there, right?
Right, exactly.
So, I know you, and I know you took some notes.
Yes, I did.
So, let's go ahead and address those notes you got.
All right. So, one character we forgot, Battlestar. What was his name? His last name? They said it a couple times. The guy with Captain America.
Oh, I don't remember, man.
I didn't take his name down. But he's a comic book character who played the role.
Yeah. All he seemed to do in this episode was slow 2.0 down.
Yeah. The helicopter kick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That was a pretty cool scene, though, where they come in out of the helicopter.
Another question I had was, so Captain America gave Bucky the shield.
Correct.
Right? Falcon, I'm sorry. Falcon had the shield. Falcon then put it to the museum. They took it from the museum and gave it to Captain America. But it had like a training montage with him training with the shield. And he's really good with it.
Yes.
So how did he have time to do that when the shield has been out of the government's possession?
That's a good question,
Is
man.
it oversight or is there a second shield?
Maybe there's multiple shields.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, maybe there was a dummy shield made just for, I don't know, practice.
Well, did Isaiah have a shield? Maybe.
Well, you know, Captain America usually does.
Right. So they said he was in the Korean War, was it? Or Vietnam?
Yeah, Korean War. Yeah, that's where him and Bucky fought.
Yeah.
It was like everybody they sent in never came back.
Right, right.
So, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that was something I picked up pretty quick. Like, how is he training with that shield? That should not be in his possession.
There can only be, well, I say this, there can only be one vibranium shield. However, if the new shield was built by the Wakandans, you know, and gifted back to Steve after his was destroyed, and then that's the one that he handed down to.
Well, his got destroyed in Endgame.
Right, that's what I'm saying. After his got destroyed, the Wakandans made him another one.
I gotcha.
Because the new shield is got completely new design on it.
Right, it's got the little notches.
The engravings and the notches, and so did they just make one shield, or like here's 10, here's a set of 10, you know? So that'll be interesting to find out moving forward, because the shield is the symbol of who Captain America is, right? So they could have had John Walker come out and say, I'm Captain America, and he have the suit and the A and all that good stuff. But no shield.
That's
people,
Captain America.
yeah, people would be like,
right.
Kind of.
You're right.
So the shield is like, I mean, and Sam, he referenced this in the first episode where he's like, the shield is a symbol.
Yeah.
You know, and he didn't want anybody to try to feel, in his mind, he didn't think anybody was worthy of filling Captain America's shoes.
Right.
So, what else you got?
Just a one-off observation. Captain America used the gun on top of the trucks, and then it was destroyed. They've completely reversed course for Falcon and Winter Soldier. They both used guns in every combat scenario.
Okay.
Falcon had the 2 guns, if you remember. Winter Soldier had the giant machine gun.
Oh, yeah.
So they've kind of done away with that, which I thought was interesting. Because that was always Falcon's thing. He's a soldier. Now he's got Red Wing as his only...
Rip Red Wing.
I know.
Do they build another $1 billion drone, or, you know, multi-million-dollar drone?
Yeah. But
that's Tony Stark's gone.
Right,
so
right.
Who can build it? So that's... I was going to reference when you said that he didn't have a gun. I said, well, he's got Red Wing. But now Red Wing is been ripped to pieces.
Yeah, but like that was his only armament. So now he's got the wings.
You know what? You made a reference last week to Red Wing and the government messing with his tech.
And
then they said that we were able to track you through Red Wing.
Right.
So that's funny that you said that last week.
I forgot about
and that turned out to be true.
Yeah, but not anymore.
But you actually called it. You said that they're going to do something.
I was speculating. But
you were kind of right. They didn't set him up, but they were using it to track him.
It's pretty harsh, matter of fact. Like, it's government property. So.
Oh yeah. So is the shield government property, or did the shield belong to Captain America?
It was made by the government and given to him. But the only thing I can think contrary to that is in Civil War, Iron Man said, "That's my father's shield," because he invented it.
Right.
So
what did you think overall of this episode?
I liked aspects of it a lot, and where it's leading is exciting. I still think I liked episode 1 a little bit more action, a little bit more plot building. Perhaps. Well, I don't know. Episode 2 had a lot more plot building, I suppose.
I think where episode 1 excelled was that it brought the previous story and the current story together. You know,
Yeah.
So it played a very important role in setting up, and like I mentioned earlier in the recap, I keep saying in the recap is that we've gotten 2 major action sequences in 2 episodes.
Yes, we have.
And WandaVision did not do that.
Yeah.
It
took, what, 6 episodes for action?
Yeah, at least 6 episodes. So I enjoyed that part of it. I'm interested to see where they go with this. They're setting up for the movies coming out. Yeah. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, me too. It's a lot of fun places this could go.
Absolutely, man. Well, guys, we appreciate you coming by. That's all we got for today. Please come back next week. We will do episode 3.
Yep.
Please remember to like, comment below your thoughts, and please subscribe to our channel so that we can build this thing. And we will catch you guys on the next video.
See ya.